How much longer you need?
What's up?
You ready, or you need?
Oh, yeah, y'all can go.
Okay. Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. Mayor, go ahead, Darrell. Council.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am glad that we have a chance today to talk about a side of violence that you don't always see on social media or even in the news, and that's how it impacts the victims and families and how it creates long-lasting challenges that we must work to overcome. As Mayor President, I am deeply saddened by the tragic loss of 11-year-old Matthew Fortenberry, who was taken from his mother and father, his loved ones, friends, and from our community far too soon. This is a tragedy that has shaken our community, and our hearts go out to Matthew's family during this difficult time. Today, District Attorney Hiller Moore, Councilman Darrell Hurst, and Heather Romer, who is Chief of Staff for B1 Bank, are here with me to announce the Matthew Fortenberry Funeral Expense Fund. This fund will provide assistance to Matthew's family as they try to come to terms with their devastating loss. However, that is not enough. We must come together as a community to take action to prevent such tragedies from happening again. We cannot let the senseless violence in our city continue to claim the lives of our children and loved ones. I am calling upon the citizens of Baton Rouge to take a stand against violence in our community. We have to work together to address the root causes of violence, including poverty, lack of opportunity, and access to firearms. We must provide our young people with better avenues and opportunities, and we must promote a culture of nonviolence and conflict resolution. We are going to keep doing the work, and that includes law enforcement, mental health, and working with residents and families. Let us not let the death of Matthew Fortenberry be in vain. Let us honor his memory by taking concrete steps to end the senseless violence that is taking too many lives in our community. We owe it to ourselves, our families, and our city to create a safer and more peaceful community. Now I'm going to ask District Attorney Hiller Moore to come up.
Thanks for being here today. Can't imagine what these parents are going through at the loss of young Matthew, who apparently at the time was just doing so well and rising at the time to be taken down at that part of his life. But just as a parent myself and as you people that are listening, can you imagine not only what they're going through, but now they have to bury an 11-year-old, and I'm sure they don't have the funds like any one of us would. They've lost a child through any kind of means, whether it's by disease or not, to try to raise funds to properly bury their child. And so we wanted to take at least that burden off of them. And although we have crime reparations funds, those funds take time to come to them, and they need the ability to try to raise money as quickly as they can. The money that we raise today and from your donations will go to the burial of this child. And hopefully we'll relieve them of that pain of having to worry about a debt to bury a child that they should be celebrating and not here mourning. Our hearts go out to the family. We obviously have jobs to do here in law enforcement. We take this very seriously. We do need people to understand, as the mayor just articulated, that this just has to stop. Parents, if you know something about your child, something's going wrong, say something. Call the police, call Crime Stoppers. Be really active in your child's life. Know what's going on. Protect them. Be a parent, not a friend. And we need more of that. It's a shame that in our country, in our state, in our city particularly, that young black men die at the hands of a weapon more so than they do through any type of disease. And all of us here are committed to stopping that, and hopefully we can begin today with the loss of Matthew. So thanks for being here, and Councilman.
I've had the opportunity to speak to these amazing parents
throughout the week and really get to understand how amazing Matthew was. I've had the opportunity to speak with the coach, with the principal, with some of the staff at the school, with the eye care group to understand how big of an impact he made, not only on his family, but his community and his friends and the school as well, and the administration there. Today is a sad day because Matthew was supposed to be standing where we are right now, receiving a proclamation celebrating his basketball championship. Yet we're here talking about his funeral services and the ability to support that family so that we can take a burden off of them. We are not going to let Matthew's memory stop with the last Thursday's events. It will continue. And so our goal is on April 29th to host a parade that both celebrates the sports achievements at Glen Oaks Park Elementary, as well as celebrates the life of Matthew Fortenberry with a peace walk that collaborates with that. And then after that, we had a meeting today through the mayor's office with Employee BR and ACAO Leslie Chambers, and we are working on moving a job fair there. As the mayor talked about earlier, there is a huge gap when we feel that there is no hope, no opportunity to allow these folks in our community to have a reason to live. Because when you don't value your life, you don't value others as well. And so through that workforce opportunity, we hope to employ people. We hope to put them in a position where they can take care of their families. If you don't have a job and you thought you were never employable, or maybe you need resources to go back to school to become employable, we'll have those available for you. Right now, we're slated to be at Glen Oaks Park. We are confirming after the parade a workforce fair through the council office, through partnership with the school, as well as through Employee BR. So our goal is to make sure that this doesn't happen again. We feel where there's lack of necessity, there's crime. Where there's lack of resources, there's crime. And our goal is to close the gap on those resources by giving people the opportunity to become employed and to add value to our community instead of taking away from it. Again, my heart goes out to the family. Again, Matthew's loss will not go in vain, and we will do everything that we can to continue his legacy. The final piece, our goal is to build a Matthew Fortenberry Foundation where all the funds that are received will go to support the sports at Glen Oaks Park Elementary School. So his legacy will live on. Thank you so much. Turn over to his friend.
So this is the second time that this group has asked for funds for burial expense. And both times the B1 Bank has stepped up to the plate and been involved in our fundraising and given us an account and let us use their services. And here today we have Ms. Heather to talk about the B1 Bank and their help. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor, President, and thank you, District Attorney Hiller, for including B1 Bank in this. I was here just last year doing something similar, and unfortunately I'm ready to have a press conference where we're celebrating something positive. But B1 Bank strives to be a community partner. That's what we do, and unfortunately that includes times of sorrow and heartache. And so we want to come alongside this family and support them and help them with funeral expenses for Matthew. Our hearts and prayers are with the family as they struggle through this untimely loss of their son. We've established an account at our bank, and it's called the Matthew Fortenberry Funeral Expense Fund. You can make a donation at any of our locations. We have 8 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area, as well as 50 across the state of Louisiana. Or you can visit b1bank.com and make a donation through our website as well. B1 Bank has committed to also donating to the account to support this family. And I want to mention you don't need to be a client in order to donate. Just reach out to us, b1bank.com, or you can call us at 877-614-7600. And we appreciate everyone that's going to come alongside this family and support this family. Thank you.
So at this time, Matthew's father, Michael Fortenberry, would like to say a few words. When I called him on the phone, he expressed that this is his namesake, this is his junior. So I know this can be very difficult for him, but he would like to say a few words.
I just want to say, he gone so soon. I didn't spend as much time with him as I liked it to. I know the bond we had. I know he in a better place, but we need to put the guns down. It has to stop. Ain't nothing changed. Only thing changed is just my son. This go on every day. Nothing changed. Some gotta have him. Some gotta stop. Some gotta change. I'm not the only father gonna probably be up here. You know, I'm probably not the last because it's going every day. Only difference is it's just my son. That's it. And I got 2 other sons to live for, and my daughter, and an oldest daughter. And I think a lot. I lose faith, you know, but I know everything happened for a reason. I know my son in a better place, but moral of the story, we need to put the guns down. Some gotta stop. How many times we gotta do this until it hit one of you guys? I know your guys got families. I mean, it's only different is like, it's my son. That's it.
Thank you. We'll entertain a few questions or questions that we're able to really answer. This matter is ongoing, but yes, sir.
No, Hiller, unfortunately, this isn't the first time that we've seen a young child, a baby, die at the hands of violence. We all know Devin Page's story and others that have happened, especially in the past few years. What does this say about the state of the city right now?
You know, it's just we really need to focus as a state, first of all, on public education. And as the mayor and the councilman indicated, making sure that all of our people, but particularly those who are more at risk than others, have the opportunity to advance and opportunity to succeed. We need to keep our children in school. So we have to look at our public education system. We have to look at our truancy numbers that we have, because all of that starts generating problems that happen down the way. But along with that, we have to give opportunities and give help. And it's not just during the school day. It's after the school. It's on the weekends. It's in the summer. That's why the mayor has done so many different programs in the summer to help the children along with the city council. So it's troubling that it seems that the age of the children that are being killed or doing the killing are younger and younger. And but you know, everything starts at home and then works to school and then to us. But it's something that we have to work on collectively.
Like you were saying, gun violence is such an ongoing issue in Baton Rouge. What do you think about this case in particular that kind of has the community coming together, just how egregious it is?
You know, you just wish that, unfortunately, that the community could experience just the pain and just all the feelings that go around when you're at a crime scene. And then when you meet or you speak to these parents on the phone, you meet them later and try to explain to them a system that they should not be familiar with, a criminal justice system. You try to explain to them what's going to happen. It all hits them when they still haven't even buried their child yet. But this is one, like Devin Page and Allie Rice, that you hope the community comes together to see, although this is not their son, it's his son, and he's one of us. And it could happen to any one of us at any place. But as you guys know, Baton Rouge, you are overwhelmingly safe, except for certain small areas of town that seem to be highly concentrated. However, we have seen this violence can go anywhere in the parish. So we are doing a much better job over last year and also this year on what we're seeing as homicides and shots being fired, people being shot. Things are going in the right direction. So we need to make sure people know that this is a bad event. But things overall, but for this and others, are going in the right direction. Yes.
I know at one point that you said earlier is about how this is specifically targeting our young black men in our city. Why is it so vital that we are targeting and trying to help, again, that community to try to make sure that, again, we're not up here again next week or probably a month from now with another family that's grieving?
Yeah, you know, it's a long-term solution. It's not overnight. I think that a lot of this, we're dealing with trust in the system. And, you know, when people don't have trust in the system, that's when they revert to taking things in their own hands. But I think mental health has issues they deal with, but again, public education. But it is a big hole that we need to fill as a country, first of all, but also as a state and a city.
I have a question for Mayor Burke. Mayor, you've talked in the past about how you get a phone call every time one of these shootings occur. This is not the first time I've seen you up with family members of parents of young people that have been shot and killed. What's this, being the leader of this parish been like for you amidst this crime wave and having to meet so many families that have kind of had their lives altered through violence like this?
Well, I don't think any leader gets used to making phone calls of you have my prayers and you have my condolences. I will say, just as our district attorney said, the calls are becoming less frequent to me. When I don't get a call for a long period of time, I'm very cognizant of that I haven't gotten that phone call from 389, I think it's 9891 when they call me. We have work to do. What has happened to this young child further reiterates that we have work to do. But just as our district attorney said, we are seeing improvements in terms of public safety, but one life lost is too many. And so we just have to keep doing the work and believe in what we're doing and look at the outcomes. I heard someone mention a few minutes ago about our youth. And just as both the councilman and the DA said, as you recall, last year when school was out, and it's about to be out real soon again, we implemented an 8-week program called Summer of Hope. And we were able to collect data, as you probably remember, Paul, that showed that when we were very intentional about being in those communities that have high numbers, that we saw a decrease. In closing, let me just say this. I was with a group today of corporate leaders and their employees. And I believe overall that we have citizens in our community who are concerned and who want to help and step up to the plate. And there are a lot of volunteer opportunities in neighborhoods, in communities, in organizations that would certainly engage many of our citizens. So we encourage people to be a part of the solution in helping us address crime and public safety in our community.
I'm going to call one more question. Jacqueline, did you have one more question?
If the family would like to speak, primarily know about the son and his basketball. Does he have any other great accomplishments that the public should be aware of now?
Yes, ma'am. He had perfect grades. Like, last thing he told me, Dad, I got my grades good, and I was going to get him a cell phone, he got a PlayStation 5, and I was supposed to be bringing it to him the weekend, but I didn't. So he was going to the 6th grade, he was going to middle school, and right when I thought it was going to be tough on him in school, he showed me that it wasn't tough. Grades got better, so like I said, it just got to stop fast. Got to stop fast. They can have them tomorrow. They need to stop fast. That's it, man.
Thank you, everyone. We appreciate y'all.
Thank you all.
I'll send out a press release.